Hello my friends, in this video I'll teach you a simple method for remembering the eruption sequence of the permanent dentition. First, we will write out MX for maxillary and MD for mandibular. Next, we'll add a 6 to each list. The 6 represents the first molar, which is the first tooth to erupt into the maxillary and mandibular arches. Then, we'll focus on the mandibular numbering, and simply complete the numbering in order through number 8 without including 6 in its normal position, of course. Heading back up to the maxilla, we'll add in a 1 and a 2 to represent the maxillary central and lateral incisors. We will skip 3 and go straight to 4 and 5. 3 finally shows up, and finally 7 and 8. We now have the order of eruption for the maxillary and mandibular arches, but what about the years of eruption? Our next step is to think of Tetris while we draw or shade in these shapes. Firstly, we will cover the 6s and the lower 1 with an L shape. Next, we'll connect the upper 1 to the lower 2. The upper 2 and lower 3 are in their own boxes. Next, the upper 4 and 5 along with the lower 4 make an upside down L. 3, 5, and 7 get a right side up L. The upper 7 is all alone. And finally, the 8s representing the third molars are grouped together. Now we need to add in our year markings. We'll begin with the lower 6 and write in the number 6 again. This represents the mandibular first molar, which is the first tooth to erupt at the age of 6 in the child. Next, we move to the green and add a 7. The yellow 2 receives an 8. The orange 3 a 9, the red group gets a 10, and the second blue L gets an 11. The purple 7 gets a 12. And finally, the gray group of third molars randomly receives a 17. This is because the third molars begin their eruption when the person has reached 17 years of age. We'll then add dashes behind each of these numbers as we're creating age ranges. We'll head back to our blue 6 and add a 7. The green 7 gets an 8, the yellow 8 gets a 9, the orange 9 a 10, the red 10 an 11, the blue 11 a 12, the purple 12 a 13, and the gray 17 a 21, as the third molars can erupt in a span of 4 years between the ages of 17 and 21, which is essentially around the time when a person is in college. So we're done, right? Wrong. Most of these ranges are correct, but there are a few of these teeth that can erupt within a 2-year span instead of just a 1-year span. So I want to teach you to remember the number 547. Let's consider a calendar representing the typical week with 7-day stretches. 5 represents the days in a typical work week. 4 represents the days the dentist works, as they get to take a day off. And finally, 7 represents the total number of days in a week. 547. Remember this. If we head back up to our drawing, we can locate 547. 5, 4, and 7. First, the 5 and 4 erupt between 10, add 2, and 12 years. And then the lower 7 erupts between 11, add 2, and 13 years. Now we have the complete eruption sequence and timing of the permanent dentition. If you can draw this diagram during your exam, you'll never miss an eruption question. Thanks for watching and happy studying.